Hi, this is Eric coming to you from Inspire Fit Resorts. Just wanted to do to this week's vlog on a little bit to do with training frequency and kind of training intensity. People's number one question, or actually their number one assumption a lot of times is, in order to lose weight and make a change like this, they're always immediately assuming that they have to exercise like 4 and 5 times a week at like a high intensity for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I get tons of questions like that. Like people be like, oh, now I have to strength train, 5 times a week and then do cardio 3 days a week and, do cardio for an hour and do this and that. And I'm always cautioning them like, no, that's generally why most people fail when they start with an exercise routine, is they go all or nothing. Essentially we have, people have that issue with numerous things. But, so today I just want to hit on what an appropriate intensity is, what appropriate frequency is, and why that's beneficial. So to talk about frequency, really, depending on what books or what literature or what things you read, it's going to give you a generic format of that. Well, I'm here to say that not everyone's created the same, and everyone's body type is a little different, and what people are able to handle, along with the stress of their work life, their social life, has a great impact on what they're able to do with exercise frequency, right? So giving one generic, just like we talk about all the time here, one size fits all does not apply when it comes to health and wellness. If it did, there would be all these miracle cures and diet pills and all those, testimonials from one diet or one pill would work for everyone, and it doesn't, right? Same thing with exercise. So take into account what activity you already do and then really what you're trying to achieve. So if you're trying to just achieve some weight loss, looking first at nutrition is a huge thing, and listening to my discussion on what is good nutrition is very important. But then understanding that all you're really trying to do is become healthy, right? You're not essentially trying to become a competitive athlete, and you're not trying to become a bodybuilder. You're just trying to drop some body fat and become healthier and feel better. So what's an appropriate frequency for that then? Well, I would say having full body combined exercise work where you're using load and an element of cardiovascular conditioning into it would be best for you then, right? So something more like they call it the boot camp type workout, but essentially like a full body workout. Makes sense, right? You get your highest caloric burn, you get some of your cardiovascular training because you're doing undulating levels of your heart rate, as well as you're using some load, either body weight or bands or kettlebells or Vipers or whatever you want to use, right? And then just understanding, see how that goes and see how you're able to maintain it. If you're able to maintain that type of frequency, injury-free, for 3 to 4 weeks without crashing and without becoming exhausted and saying, I never want to go to the gym again, then that's probably an appropriate frequency for you. And if you feel as if you can add intensity to those bouts, I would start there first, before I add another day of frequency. Why? Because the whole idea is, most of the time, people don't really hit the intensity in which they need. They'll come to a frequency and they'll walk on the treadmill 30 minutes, 4 or 5 times a session, or a week rather. But really, if they were in that, if they were on that treadmill or on a stair climber doing undulating intervals for 25 minutes, it'd be much more effective and much more efficient with their time, because it's a bigger stressor on their body, right? Produce more hormones, cause more interactions. That's the whole idea, is really just to stress out your system, do it in a minimal amount of time, and get your body very efficient at recovering. So, to kind of wrap it all up, really with exercise, doing strength training and cardio, I would suggest, if you're someone who's just looking to be fit, put both of those together and do those types of exercises that include that. As far as frequency, identify what your lifestyle is like, what you can incorporate into your lifestyle, and how much time you have to dedicate towards these things, right? What other stressors you currently have going on in your life. Remember, exercise is just another stressor on your system and on your body. And if you add 5 and 6 days a week to someone who started off with 0, all of a sudden you're going to become run down, and the likelihood that you'll complete that frequency is highly unlikely. So give yourself something that is possible for you to accomplish, and start there. And then build. Give it 2 weeks. If it's fine, then build, right? And I would generally take up the intensity before I took up the frequency. So anyway, that's kind of my input on it. Feel free to leave any questions or comments. Love to hear from you guys. And here's to seeing you next week at Inspire. Have a great one. Thanks.